Welcome to the Toe Show. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Hey everyone, welcome back. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to apply Gel X Dupe toenails to your toes that don't have any nails. Well, most of you know that my two large toenails, I don't have toenails on there. So I always make some, whether I use dual forms or I glue on toenail tips, or in this case, we're going to use these toenails, but they're not Gel X brand. They're just a dupe, and they were sent to me by my good friend Vicki Lynn from Gossip Nails. We are going to apply these just the same way you would with a Gel X nail, only we are going to be using my nude polygel to do this. Let me go ahead and show you what these artificial toenails look like. Here is the clear set, and there is sizes 0 all the way down to the tiny little size of 11. And these can be painted after you put them on. And then again, here's the frosted set, which this is the one I'm going to use because I believe that these are etched because they're kind of rough on the inside, and I'm not going to etch them. I'm not going to do anything to them because I think they're pre-etched. And here is the other one she sent. This has a design on it. It kind of looks like diamonds. Can you see that there? Again, size 0 down to that tiny little 11 size. And here is that design up close. I hope you can see it. Now, all the information about these toenails and the links will be in the description box below, so be sure to check that out. Again, I'm going to be using the frosted set on my toes, and I'm going to be using size 2. I'm going to also be using my own nude polygel that is in a pot here. This will be available soon in my kit, so you'll want to be watching for that video. This is a beautiful nude color that is going to match plenty of skin tones. And it's in a pot, which makes it very easy to use and absolutely no waste. Be watching for the new introduction video on my kit that will be coming out for sale. I will just be using isopropyl alcohol as my slip solution, but you can use any slip that you want. As I just said, I'm going to be using isopropyl alcohol as my slip, and I'm going to be using my nude polygel that will be out in my kit that's coming out very soon. And I'm just going to use size number 2 on this artificial toenail. And as you can see from the inside, you can see that it looks rough. It kind of looks like it's been etched. It has a bumpy surface on the inside. So I'm not going to do any more etching. I'm just going to go with it like that, and we will see how long it stays on my toe. I just need to scoop out a nice size bead of polygel. And now, holding the toenail with the little tab here, I'm going to place that polygel on the inside of the toenail. Now, one thing I did notice about these little tabs is that they're pretty short and small, and they can bend easily. So that's kind of something that I don't really like. I wish the tabs were a little bit longer. All right, so I placed that polygel there, and I'm going to wet my brush with some isopropyl alcohol, and I'm going to pat this down, and I want this to be even all over the nail. And the reason being is if you don't have any toenails on your nail bed, sometimes your nail bed has dips and valleys. So you have to make sure you get enough on this artificial nail so that you can lightly press it down on that nail bed and fill in the nooks and crannies, if that's what you call it, or the little hills and valleys. You want to have it filled in so that there's no air bubbles. So I need a little bit more polygel for up by the tip area. And this is the hard part. Holding that little tab and getting this polygel in there. As you can see, I've taken it off towards the side because the tab is so tiny and it's hard to hold on. Again, just use your brush and your slip solution, whatever you're using, pat it down, make it smooth and even. To prep my nail bed surface, what I do is I just clean the nail and I look at it and I see if there's any really bad, thick, calloused skin that I want to remove. Then I take the e-file and remove some of it. Most of the time I try to leave some because it actually helps the Polygel and or builder gel have something to hold on to. But you can smooth it down some if you need to. And then you just want to come in with some isopropyl alcohol and a wipe, clean off any of the dust. For my primer, I'm going to use Gel X's products. This is their pH bond. It goes on before the primer. I just apply this and I let it dry. Now do keep in mind that these products that I'm using today are not intended to be used on skin. They are to be used on toenails, but I do this on myself and myself only, and I show you how I do it on me. And if you choose to do it on you, that's your prerogative, but do keep in mind there's always a risk for an allergy. Now I'm applying the Pro Bond and I will let that air dry. I'm going to show you another few primers that I use quite often. This is Bond X by OPI. This is IBD's Power Bond. It's a gel bonder. And all these products here in this video can be found on eBay. After the primers, you will need to apply a base gel, and you can use any base gel that you want. The one I'm using is from Madam Glam. Apply it, and then you'll cure it in the lamp for 30 seconds. And now it's time to apply the nail to the toe. And you just want to do this with light touch. You don't want to have any kind of pressure on it. Just lightly touch it. You don't want anything to squeeze out. It's not like a dull form. So this whole toenail is staying on. And as you can see, the polygel is what's giving it the color. So just tap, tap. That's all you need to do. Make sure it's straight. Make sure everything looks good. And if you need to, you can come in with your brush and some isopropyl alcohol and clean up around the bottom where the cuticle area is, or on the sidewalls. All right, but do not let it squish all out. But again, you'll know when it's on there good. Just a little push and that's it. And see, nothing is squirting out the top. So I am just going to go ahead and put this little light here and put my toe on top of it. I bought that little light myself on AliExpress. Works really well to hold that on, and then I'll cure it for about 30 seconds here and then put it in a large lamp and cure it for 2 minutes, because I want to make sure this is on there and that all that polygel is cured underneath there. And here's what it looks like all cured. It looks really good. It's not thick, it's not squirting out. And I should really be just trimming off this little tab, but you know, I have to pull it off. And then there's that little tip there, which I have to take the file and file that off a little bit. And that's the end of that toenail. That's really simple. And I know it seems like a lengthy video, but I want to make sure I tell you how I do it exactly, so you understand. All right, so let's go ahead and put the other one on. Here's my other toe, and it's been prepped and primed and has the base gel on it. And that little dark spot that you're looking at, that is an old blood blister because I stubbed my toe with the nail on and it caused that. But once we put the nail on, you are never going to see that. All right, I'm just gently setting the toenail right on top of the nail bed, slightly tapping it, looking at it, make sure it's straight, adjusting, just pushing and tapping. Very light pressure. Again, you don't want anything squirting out the sidewalls or out the very tip at all. Look at that. That looks pretty good. There may be a little seepage out the top here, so I take my brush, kind of brush it, pat it down, check it, clean by the cuticle area. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and cure that for 30 seconds in this light, and then I'll put it in the large light for about 2 to 3 minutes. I want to make sure it's cured under there. Clip the tab, file the nail. Let me add a little bit of cuticle oil and rub that in, and I believe we're all done. And that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And you know what? Be on the lookout for my kit that's going to be for sale very soon. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!